Hey guys, it's Geek, and this is Samuel Rambles. Woo! Anyway, this has been a long time since I made a Samuel Rambles. Reasons being mostly personal, just like, it's fucking school, and, I've had other shit to do. Plus, iMovie's been acting up where it's been, like, accelerating my voice to where it starts cracking in the audio, so I don't know. It was really annoying, and I didn't want to upload a really shitty video like that, so whatever. Anyway, I've been playing mostly Battlefield, Bad Company 2. I love that game. Playing a little God of War 3, and speaking of God of War 3, my April Fool's video went over fantastically. If you guys didn't see it yet, it's pretty funny. It's basically pointing out just basically every negative of God of War 3 and no positives, and making that the review of the game. And gave it a 6 out of 10 to add insult to injury. And it worked quite well. The responses were hilarious at best. And people actually compared my scrap metal review to my God of War 3 review. And the thing is that scrap metal is $15 and God of War is $60. So, of course, the $15 game is going to get a better rating, even though it's, different. Scrap metal has a shitload of stuff in it, though. I mean, man, I still play that game sometimes, and there is just a lot of crap to do in that game. If you want a fun time, Derby on that map. I don't know what the hell the map's called, but like, it's that giant, like, I don't know how to explain it, but Derby is basically the best game mode. I like tanks, but not really, tanks is okay. I've been playing lots of Battlefield Bad Company 2 with HDshadow and other people. HDshadow has finally taken me up. I finally passed HDshadow in achievements.
It's 4 o'clock.
It's 4 o'clock. So I finally passed him in achievements, and now this asshole's going and basically going to buy every little cheap game to get past me, and he's going to upload a video about it. He's told me about it. So watch that video once he gets all these achievements unlocked in Blur and pieces of shit game like that. Not Blur, Pure. Sorry. So that he can pass me. Speaking of HDshadow, I was hanging out with him, I don't know, about a week or two ago, and one of the funniest experiences happened. We were in the mall, and he was gonna buy a shirt from J.C. Penney's or something. This jacket, it looked like a weird ass military jacket, but it was like all plushed up or whatever. I don't know how to describe it. It was a really nice looking jacket, but when he went to bring it up to the counter, there was no sticker on it, and it was in the 80% off zone or some shit, 50% off. And we thought, oh, it's probably a $100 jacket or something, so, $50 ain't bad. And he went to go buy it, and we waited like 20 fucking minutes for these assholes at JCPenney's to figure out what price this jacket is. Obviously, it wasn't in very high demand. No one knew what the hell it was. No one knew what it was. But it turns out this jacket was worth like $250 or some shit, because the price amounted to $114. It was ridiculous. I just can't believe how much clothing is nowadays. But whatever. So we didn't buy it. So me and HT's friends went around and did shit around the mall. It was pretty funny. In fact, Asian Jesus went around trying to see how many numbers. If you don't know who Asian Jesus is, he's a Freeze Cracker forum member. He's also HDshadow's friend. And he went around just asking random fat chicks for numbers and got like 14. So it's pretty hilarious. That was a fun night. People ask me what I think of KGB, the Prodigies, and Zephyrnix's little fist fight. Well, the fact is that they're both wrong in many ways. I don't want to correct them. Why? Because I'm lazy, and I don't care, and it's stupid console war bullshit again. And KGB also doesn't know shit like the Dreamcast was basically half made by Microsoft. They funded huge amounts into the project of the Dreamcast, and in fact, it runs Windows CE. So, whatever. It also runs the DirectX, almost the exact same DirectX that the original Xbox used. In fact, the original Xbox is basically a modified Dreamcast. In fact, the same people even worked on it, and they worked on the 360 as well. So, people who wanted Dreamcast 2, you got Dreamcast 2 and Dreamcast 3. So, yeah. A lot of people don't seem to know that. That's why they're all, hey, Microsoft ripped off the Dreamcast with the controller. Look, it's white and it has those buttons. But little do they know it's made by the exact same people. So, not really ripping off. However, it pisses me off that they downgraded the D-pad so much. I mean, the Dreamcast has the closest to the Nintendo D-pad I've ever seen. And they went from that to this. But D-pad's efficient enough if you learn how to use it properly. Most people press the outer layers of the D-pad, and that's why they don't control it right. You have to use it like an analog stick. Man, everyone is just calling and shit. It's 4 o'clock. What do I expect? This is when all the telemarketers start to call you at 4 fucking o'clock. And it's ridiculous. And I would like to wish you all a happy Passover and Easter. And funny thing is, here in New Mexico, we have this weird tradition called walking to the Santuario. Walking to the Santuario, well, the Santuario is a church. And it's a church about 11 miles from my house. And people all over the state walk to this church for Easter. Like, they start on Saturday and they walk all the way to this church for Easter. And I have to deal, like, if we want to drive anywhere, we have to get out of here. We have to dodge people that are walking the streets and shit. And it's kind of annoying, but it's an interesting tradition. It started off because the Spanish missionaries were all burned down in fights with Native Americans. And except for one, which was the Santuario. And the Santuario was over there. So everyone from around the state, when it was Easter time, walked to the Santuario from all over the state to go to church. And that's the tradition. Woo. Well, I guess I gave you an interesting history lesson. I hope this video wasn't boring as hell. If you guys want to jump on Battlefield with me, it's Tess Samuel on Xbox Live. Always looking for people to play Battlefield with. Samuel out. Oh, look. CI movie didn't even do it right. Well, now I'll go.